we got a request that came in and said, "What are the most important benefits to offer employees when I'm a small business on a small budget?" Summer, you're the benefits guru. What are the key benefits?
Well, I love that this question came in because we do get this question so often. And I think that sometimes small business owners aren't aware that there are benefits, essentially offerings that they can provide their team that are low cost or no cost. Even when there is a small budget, there's there are options that are what I call on a on a spectrum. So, for example, like if a company is saying, "Oh, well, we can't afford a 401k, but can you afford to perhaps offer the plan without a match?" And sometimes small businesses just don't realize that that can be within reach. So, wanted to chat through some of the kind of some of those options that small businesses can provide, and then maybe we can kind of prioritize them. Like if you're a small business and offering some of your first benefits, maybe what order we'd recommend putting those in.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
First one I wanted to chat about is work flexibility. And it's interesting because I think if we were having this conversation 3 years ago, it would be on the list, but I don't think it would necessarily be up towards the top. Would you agree?
I'd agree. I think it would be somewhere between, can it be a benefit, or is it more like a perk or a nice to have that is limited to exclusive populations of a team?
I mean, we've always heard about it, but I don't think that it has been as important of a factor in whether an employee decides to go work for one company versus the other. And really at the end of the day, a company offering benefits, serves many purposes. One of them is, of course, to take care of their team member, but it is also to help with recruitment and retention. And so work flexibility is one of the top kind of newer items that I'm seeing candidates put on their must have list. And that can look very different based on the team, the industry, the work that's being done. But whatever that looks like within a small business, I would definitely encourage them to revisit it and just to be open minded.
We've been doing some hiring recently for the Jumpstart team, and one of the first questions that I asked, actually the first question I asked, is describe your ideal work environment. And the surprising thing for me is that almost 95% of people responded. The first thing out of their mouth was flexible, remote, work from home. And yes, you know that that's an opportunity when you're on the team. But I was just so surprised, to ask such a blank canvas question and that consistently bubble up to the top as something that's important. So what's the next benefit that we should offer if we're on a budget?
I think healthy work culture. And when people think of benefits, I think, they're thinking perhaps more traditional, like health, medical, dental. But these are important to not overlook because, with intention, with time, and potentially even a small investment, healthy work culture is really what's going to bring your organization, and it's going to help you retain your team members as well. So happy employees, or happy team members, are team members that they support your mission, your goals, and they live it every day. So I think that's an area that a small business wants to focus on.
I love this. And we are 2 for 2 at this point of benefits that don't necessarily have a dollar commitment to them, more than a intentionality commitment or a values commitment. So I agree. Healthy workplace culture is what keeps people going. The work can be hard, but the culture shouldn't be. And I'm talking to myself too as we build our own organization. And what does that look like? It's something that's always top of mind for us, and we have conversations about it. But that healthy workplace thing, I love hearing, and if you've nailed it, I love hearing, yeah, this doesn't happen at other places, or this, it's such a relief that this is happening this way. Um, so you should strive to be different, because I think the norm is unfortunately toxic or harmful work environments.
Agreed. And to keep this moving along, because it's I think very closely related, is developmental and promotion opportunities. And this can be either internal, or companies may take it from a different angle and say, well, a small stipend each year for you to either attend a conference, work on some sort of program that will help you grow and reach your goals in your profession. And people want to continue to grow. They don't want to be stale in their role. So finding a way, whether that's that no cost option, it's just an investment in time, or a low cost, with us, even a small stipend, it goes a long way.
Yep, yep. Keeping people learning and giving them opportunities to grow, big aspect of a culture that you can have that's winning. I also think, if you are a business owner or a people manager and you have connections or relationships to incredible people with incredible stories or skills, have them come into your office or on a Zoom and just do a chat about some topic that is inspiring or that is building on your team's efforts. And I think that will go a long way too.
Yes, and the cool thing about these programs are that they can scale as the business grows. So I work with a client right now who, as they've grown, they've been able to expand what this looks like among their team, to where now their team can actually even have an allowance up to a quarterly amount to invite speakers and professionals in that the entire company can benefit from. So I think the opportunities are endless here, and they can start out small and they can grow as the business grows. Really quick, on prior episodes, I feel like we've all talked about paid time. We've talked about unlimited paid time off policies and where the value is there. So we really don't need to dive too much into that today.
All right, now I think we're rounding the corner towards more traditional benefits, and I'll talk through these. PTO, we're talking about it now. PTO. Think about. I won't say everyone should consider unlimited PTO because it's not within everybody's business function or business model to sustain that type of thing. But think about PTO and work flexibility as somewhat being synonymous, because I think it's harder and harder for someone to accept a job when they know that vacation is only like 2 weeks. As stressful as these past 2 years have been, as much as we all know that there are demands on our lives that require us to unplug, I don't think that 2 weeks is an appropriate level of a vacation for anyone. And so, if you can afford to do more, I think it is worthwhile. Um, Health coverage or stipend. Obviously, we're talking health, dental, vision insurances or a contribution thereof, making sure that you can cover what many times are the most expensive bills in the event of something really bad happening. Cover those insurance bills and make sure that your team is in a good spot. And then uh, 401k or IRA or some sort of investment in your employee's future. I look at it as, you're paying your employee's future self and you're supporting your employee's future self, because we won't always be working. We won't always be working at the same place. But if you can help set someone up on the path of financial wellness, financial independence. That's a great thing. And then programs to support wellness. So we've done a meditation. We have a wellness channel in our Slack now. Um, we're constantly talking about, man, I need to work out, or I skipped a few days. Need to get back on it. Just building a culture of accountability and support around wellness. And then also, lastly, if remote, offer to help offset work expenses, um, electric, AC, printing, staples, internet, cell phone, whatever the case may be. Summer, you got any thoughts?
Well, I think that's a great list. And for small businesses, I think choosing which one is of greatest importance. It's important to look at, this time and resources to manage these types of plans. But, I always say talk to your team members and ask them what is most important to them. Really make that top of list.